The idea for this sketch was to take a small piece or artifact from Shin Takamatsu's dental clinic in Kyoto and design another building. I'm simply working in elevation for the purpose of this exercise. As much as I like to draw by hand, I really like to sketch in CAD, and you'll see the elevations and details shrink, stretch, and change relative to my search for desirable proportional relationships. I'll also borrow certain motifs from Takamatsu's work. You can find his wonderfully rendered elevations and images simply by Googling his name. Another theme of this sketch is a heavy, expressive structural system, as seen in the crisscross steel beams which appear at both ends of the short elevation. An interesting thing about Takamatsu's work is this stark differentiation between window and solid. So here I'm expressing the windows with a large number of mullions to make them look vastly different than the various planes in space that wrap the building. One of the challenges was to figure out how to adapt a circular shape that includes a central window. At first, I assumed it would generate some kind of helmet-like form which would serve as a window. However, you'll see it eventually made more sense as a kind of cover for a balcony. The circular shapes then generated others that look as though they become like hinges or axles of some kind. Eventually you see that I start to use fills to add dimension to the various planes in space. I also like to add shade and shadow using fills in CAD as well. My experience is that it's much faster and more precise than in Illustrator. What you're seeing here is both the front and side elevations. In the end, I think I've begun to capture a bit of the spirit of Takamatsu's work. However, the building is still a little clunky, and I'll work on another version in perhaps the next sketch. I'm Doug Patt. We'll see you next time.